Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know this is a really weird angle, but deal with it. Just finished watching episode 7 of Breaking Bad, and this was another really good one. It looks like Walt has this, this zest for life or whatever, we know. During a parent-teacher conference, whatever the fuck they're called, a school council meeting, whatever, Walt and they're going over the missing science equipment, and they're talking about how the janitor, custodial guy or whatever was fired and whatnot, and the parents are concerned. They're like, what's going on? Did somebody break into the school? Where is this missing equipment and stuff? And so during this, Walt decides he wants to get a little handsy with Skylar, and so he does. He gets a little handsy with her, and she's so into it. She's super into it. Afterwards, they go to the car and they fuck, and it's like, okay, you go, boy. And she's like, why did that feel so good? And Walt says, and I quote, because it was illegal. Okay, so I got tired of that angle, so make sure you watch my Breaking Bad review playlist if you want to see me talk about the series from episode 1, because now we're on episode 7. So yes, I discussed how Walt and Skylar had a little frisky moment in the car next to a cop car, and she asked him, why was that so good? And he said, quote, because it was illegal. Basically hinting that, that's kind of why he cooks meth. It's a rush. It feels good, right? Because it's illegal, it makes him feel like, ooh, it gives him this, that feeling. I don't know, the adrenaline rush. After that, we get, news that Jesse Pinkman is trying to sell his house. We get this open house thing, whatever, where this couple walks into the house. They're like, oh yeah, cool, nice. They get to that part, where upstairs the bathroom has fallen out, and they're like, what the hell happened up there? She's like, well, think of the house as bones. The house is a nice skeleton. Of course, like some of the muscle and the tissue is kind of not so good, but the bones. This house has strong bones. Girl, the bathroom floor fell out. And Jesse's pretty much healing from his beatdown from Tuck, whatever his name was, Tuco, what was his name? Tuco? Something like that, whatever. He's healing. Walt is basically like, here's your cut, bro. And Jesse's like, what the hell? Why would you do this without me? Like, you don't even know what you're doing. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. And we kind of just see, this is skipping ahead a little bit, but we kind of just see that Walt is getting pretty ambitious with this whole thing. He's getting pretty, I want to say, dangerously ambitious. He's saying, changing it from 2 pounds to 4 pounds. He's trying to source all of this stuff himself. He's like, fuck a runner. We're going to make this shit ourselves. Like, there's parts of meth that you buy, I guess, and there's parts of meth that you make, and you combine them together, and that's how you get your meth, I'm guessing. I don't fucking know anything about meth, guys. But from what I see, that they decided to no longer get the crackheads to buy the stuff that they need, the pills or whatever, to combine the meth with or whatever. And they've decided that they're just going to start making it themselves. Well, Walt decided that. I guess it's good that it all comes from the same place, so they no longer have to rely on other people to source them X, Y, or Z. They can just do it all themselves. I think that's really good. I think that's cool. I just really want to say that I'm starting to really, really like Jesse Pinkman. He grew on me, right? At first I was like, damn, he's a bit naive. He's whatever, he's the erratic, kind of not childish, but he's erratic, right? And I normally don't like people like that, even though I'm a person like that. I'm pretty erratic as well. So I'm like, okay, I kind of don't like Jesse Pinkman, but something about him this episode, I kind of liked him. I don't know. I kind of have a soft spot for him. I do. And it's wild because the one spoiler that my friend told me, now I know 2 spoilers. I know Walt is going to die, and I know that he cooks meth because he enjoys it, right? I know he's not backed into this corner, that he cooks it because he wants to. And I also know that apparently at some point, I've seen scenes of Walt saying I was good at it or whatever. I saw a spoiler scene of that. I have not, however, seen scenes or spoilers about Jesse versus Walt. And that's a spoiler somebody told me, verbally, in later parts of the series, you're gonna have to choose a side, Jesse or Walt or something like that. I'm super excited to see that. I'm really, really excited to see what that spoiler was all about. Because, at first, episodes 1-5 or 1-6, I would have been like, I'm Team Walt because I liked him more, right? Just on that alone, I liked Walt more than I liked Jesse Pinkman. But Jesse Pinkman he's growing on me, guys. Even his weird way of saying things, his little, he has this drug user agitation to him that that's even grown on me a bit too, because I fucking hate people who are irritable like that. I hate people where, you talk to them normal and then they have I kind of response, and Jesse kind of carries himself like that. If you say, which he's always valid in doing, because Walt be asking him to do some crazy ass shit. He's like, I need you to get this, and that. Jesse's like, I can't even pronounce this shit. And he's like, well, we still need the shit, so I don't know. You're gonna have to figure it out. And Jesse is always making a way out of no way. He's so dependable and reliable. And me 3 years ago, I would not have nothing nice to say about Jesse. I'd be like, he's annoying, he's a brat, woo woo, he's naive. But he always comes through for Walt. He does. And so that's why last episode was so refreshing, because Walt came through for Jesse, and it for once, it just felt good. I like that. Now I'm starting to see how when people are like, bitch, you better pay close attention to everything in this series because it all matters. Remember in episode, 1, when Skylar's sister goes to the mall or whatever and steals a pair of shoes, right? She's a klepto. She's a kleptomaniac. She steals, she lies about it, she doesn't know why she does it. It's compulsive for her. She's a klepto. So that came up this episode with the baby shower thing. She stole a 7-carat, whatever, something tiara for a baby. Weird. I don't know. It was a weird gift, and Skylar, that is kind of bogus to return a gift, and look what happened. She almost got caught up, right? She almost got caught lacking, bro. But she did her whole Karen routine. She did, I'm a Karen, I'm in labor, I feel detained, I feel unlawfully detained, she really got intense about it. She got intense about it, and they ended up letting her go. White privilege. No other color person, no other gender person would have gotten away with something like that. That is literally white woman syndrome right there. That is literally Karen syndrome right there. No other person, you cannot convince me any other color or type of person could have gotten away with that. They would have been in the fucking slammer. And I have my own personal experience with that. My friend, her name is Addison. She doesn't watch my channel, but hi Addison, if you're watching for some reason. My friend Addison, we all went to the gas station and she was like, I'm gonna steal us all some snacks or whatever. And we're like, okay. It was me, one other white girl, and Addison, who's a white girl, skinny, pretty, conventionally attractive, whatever. So me and the other white girl, we're just acting normal, whatever. And Addison's going around the store stealing shit. So she gets caught putting something in her bag. So instead of putting it in her bag, she opens it and starts to eat it. Her psychology in that moment was, if it was theirs, why would I start to eat it, right? So then they're like, hey, you just stole that. You just stole that. She's like, if I stole it, why would I be eating it in front of you? That doesn't make sense. And the guy's like, sis, I saw you pick that off the shelf. You stole that. And then she started crying and whatever and weeping. And they're like, we already called the police. And she's crying and hyperventilating and shit. And they're like, okay, well, go before they get here then. Just go. And I was like, and so we all left. And then we're just walking and she's like, let's walk faster. And I was like, damn, I'm surprised they let you go, bro. And she's like, of course they let me go. I'm a skinny little white girl with a Hello Kitty backpack. She said that verbatim. And I was like, that is a whole separate reality than what I'm living in, because that couldn't have been me. I couldn't have got away with that, right? So that's basically what happens with Skylar. Walt lies to Skylar like, hey, I'm gonna try this like holistic, weird, like healing from the Navajos or whatever the hell, and he goes to get that healing done. I guess he's just looking for better and more excuses to excuse his absence so he can go cook meth. He was gone for 2 days cooking meth. And of course, there's an open house at Jesse's house while they're cooking in his basement. Their little RV can't start or something like that, so they have to cook in Jesse's basement. This Tuck guy, whatever the fuck, he's absolutely insane. Like, even people on his own team aren't safe from this guy. He's crazy. And Walt and Jesse are just like, well, holy shit. Well, goddamn. That's his own partner. He would beat his own partner up like that. Imagine what he would do to one of us. You know, I feel like that's kind of what they were thinking. They're like, God damn. And he's like, look at Heisenberg. Because Heisenberg, Walt's like, hey, Tuco, let's calm down. Let's relax. And he really didn't fucking like that. I feel like he wouldn't have beat his ass that hard if if Walt hadn't said, let's relax. But the last thing I wanted to touch on was this baby shower where Walt and the cop guy, his brother-in-law, have a conversation, right, about the Cuban cigars. Walt's like, these are illegal, you know, I wonder what's going to be illegal tomorrow, and you never know what's going to be legal the next day, right? And the cop's like, well, yeah, like, you know, are you talking about this or that or this, or weed or heroin? Like, what are you talking about? And Walt's like, I'm just speaking arbitrarily. And he's like, well, in any case, I fucking hate meth. So glad that that's illegal. Walt's like, right. And so what I really want to focus on is we get a lot of microcosms in this episode. Microcosms and like foreshadowings that's gonna like explain later conversations, right? Or it's gonna expose some hypocrisy, right? Because Walt tells his wife, he's like, hey, with your sister, you called her out for being a thief, she's lying about it, so on and so forth. You know, people steal and people break the law for their families. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's disgusting. Don't steal in the name of family. That's absolutely absurd and disgusting. And so Walt's like, well, let's just say hypothetically it was me. Then what? What if it was me who was the one who, you know, stole or broke the law for my family? Then what? And she's like, huh. You know, and I feel like this is just going to be something really interesting to go back on once we see, we'll be able to see, like, is she hypocritical or not? Like, is there a double standard? Okay, this is my husband now. Now what? You know, first it was my sister, now it's my husband. Now what? What is you know, is it still disgusting and inexcusable and whatnot? And then the conversation with the cop, he's like, well, in the 1930s, even drinking alcohol right now, this would have been illegal. But look at it now. And what I feel like he's basically trying to say is something being illegal and something being legal, it's such a very thin line. And I think he even says that verbatim. It's such a thin line because as we progress as a society, we realize, hey, that's really not so much of a big deal. And it reminds me of was it economics class? It was economics. In economics class in 8th grade, we had this conversation. Guys, I have a really good memory. Like, it's really, really good. It's scary sometimes. It's scary good. In economics, we had this conversation. It was pretty much a debate. How far do you think the government should be able to infringe on your rights to protect your health? Right? Things like smoking. Should smoking be illegal because it's really bad for you? Or should it be your choice to do things that are bad for you? Things like drinking alcohol. Things like drugs. Things like eating too much fast food, right? So the conversation, the debate became pretty heated because at what point does it stop? If the government can mandate this or that for your health, we're doing this for your health. At what point do we take candy off of the shelf? At what point can you only get fast food for 4 times a year? You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to mandate people's health, then you can't really be hypocritical about it. Like, you know, if you're banning heroin because of it's a public health issue, so is fast food. And it was just a really interesting like debate. It was a really interesting conversation. And so Walt and his brother-in-law, the cop, the officer, they have this conversation. Yesterday's illegal thing is today's legal thing. All right, well, my storage is out of space, so let's just try and wrap this up. Yesterday's illegal thing is today's legal thing. And so since the line is so blurry, Walt is kind of just trying to say that, like, you know, judgments shouldn't be made because I'm drinking right now. This was illegal 20 years ago, right? I could be smoking marijuana right now, and we see that now in 2023, smoking weed is legal pretty much everywhere, in America at least. Right? And so he's kind of just trying to say, since these lines are so blurry, meth, not so bad. Cooking meth, not so bad. And so anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I think I look pretty cute today. Like, I look so fucking cute. I don't know what the fuck. I made some TikToks and I was like, I gotta look like a baddie for the TikTok people. Anyways, make sure you watch that playlist if you missed any of my Breaking Bad reviews. I am new to this series and I'm loving it so far. Thanks everybody who recommended it for me. I will be back very, very soon. So make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Bye.